Good afternoon or good evening from Catharinga Bowls Club for round 5 of the Caltabiano Travel Dunn Cup, brought to you proudly by Caltabiano Travel, Hutchison Builders, Lexmar Training, Signs of Excellence, Muddy's Kitchen, Catharinga Rhinos and North Queensland District Men's Bowls Club. The game we have for you this evening, and we'll be going in playing under lights already, is between Alligator Creek and Air. For Alligator Creek, we have playing lead young Tarrant Ketchup, a young teenager. Johnny Robbins is playing 2. Greg Duncan is playing 3. Smythe playing lead, playing 2. Anthony or Tony Bull playing 3, and Maurice Power playing as skip. They are just about to get underway here. We're expecting a fairly tight fought game here. Alligator Creek have just come across from South Townsville, having had a very big win, so they should be on a bit of a high. Looks like they're just finishing off their trial end by the look of it. The young fellow on the screen at the moment is a teenager. I'm not too sure how old Tarrant is, but I don't know whether he's that old. I'd have given him 15. He's a pretty tall boy. Plays very good lead bowls. And we're expecting a fairly cool evening this evening. It's not too bad at the moment. The breeze has died down substantially. We don't have a howling gale coming through our commentary position at this stage, but I suspect it will get a lot colder as the evening goes on. The greens should quicken up a little bit as the cold night comes into play. And again, we'd just like to thank all our sponsors. So without the assistance we get from them, we would not be able to run these events. And also to the members of Catharinga Bowls Club who are hosting this event this year as the current holders of the Dunn Cup. Purely a voluntary organisation, and everything's done by volunteers. So it's a case of every man on deck, basically. It looks like we might be underway here. Not too sure. We allow more than the 2 trial ends for clubs or teams coming across from South Townsville, because they are 2 completely different services. So we allow them to settle in. And under the rules of the Dunn Cup, even teams that have been playing here all day are entitled to have 2 trial ends before the start of each game, if they so wish. Some take it up, some don't. The cloud cover is building up steadily over us here in Townsville at the moment, so there is rain forecast for this evening and tomorrow. We're hoping it's only showers or light showers, but it's in the lap of the gods as to what we get tomorrow. It would be most unusual for a Dunn Cup to not get rain at some stage. Well, there you go. You're not seeing all the cloud cover. It's because it's obviously fairly high at this stage. But there's scattered cloud coming through, so it's expected to increase as the evening goes on and into tomorrow. Nan Smith is watching. Good evening, Nan. We'll have the game underway very, very quickly. Andy Thompson from Devonport, Southwest United Kingdom. Welcome to our live streaming, Andy. We hope you enjoy the game we're about to stream for you. The rivalry between these two clubs has always been fairly serious. Ayre's one of the older clubs in our district and has been playing Dunn Cup since the inception of the Cup 83 years ago. Alligator Creek is a relatively newer club to the district, although they've been around for possibly 15 to 20 years. A lot of our clubs are a lot older than that here in the district. Alligator Creek is now a suburb of Townsville, just south of Townsville, about 30 kilometres. Okay, we're underway now with the final game for tonight. Ayre have the mat by the look of it. As they say in the history books, let the battle begin. Ron Smythe from Ayre is going to lead the way. Okay, Robbie's just doing his normal, explaining to the players where the cameras are and please give us a clear view of what's going on in the head. A lot of these players have never played under live streaming conditions before, and they're not used to cameras being there, and they all like gathering around the head to see what's going on, but it doesn't help our telecast much. I'm right. Yeah. Nothing unusual about that, Robbie. Okay, young Tarrant Ketchup leading for Alligator Creek. Put a nice first bowl down. He's a young up-and-comer in the district. He's been playing a few years now. He started playing with the Alligator Creek team when he was about 10, I think, and consistently plays as a lead. As I said earlier, they've just come off a green over at South Townsville, which is a completely different surface to this, so they may take a few ends to settle down. I believe it's 16 seconds. Anne Polkinghorne has sent a message across to us from South Townsville, and all she said is 16, so I guess that's the speed of the green over there. Right, playing two for Alligator Creek is Johnny Robbins, ex-Charters Towers stalwart. Johnny now lives in a place called Phantom Retreat, which is part of the Alligator Creek settlement. Nice start there from Johnny Robbins. Sam Caltabiano, a long-time Dunn Cup player for Ayre. And there's a nice track here, just shy. Finished up in a good position though. Johnny Robbins with his second bowl. A not surprising, looking out over the green, what we're seeing on the screen here is, and what you're seeing if you're live stream watching, it's starting to darken up a little bit, but our cameras, or Robbie's cameras and system, help us out enormously, make it a lot lighter for us to see what's going on. Anthony Bull, the player from Ayr playing that bowl, just a little bit tight. And so they will take a few ends to adjust to this green, and especially to this rink. This rink is slightly different in the way it plays to some of the others. And a typical artificial green, no rink plays the same as the next. They all have their little vagaries and little bits and pieces that are different. Speed's normally the same right across the green, but the actual green you've got to take in is different from one rink to the next. Tony Bull with his second bowl, and he's into the front again. Alligator Creek holding one shot, two, possibly three shots there. Sorry, Robbie?
It's Tarrant's age. 16.
Oh, Tarrant's age is 16. Okay, there we go. Right, a message from Anne Polkinghorne saying that Tarrant's age is 16. Just a question from Robbie. Anne, if you're listening to us or watching us, any estimate on the pace of the green over there at this stage?
17.
16. No, they were guessing that Tarrant was 17. Well, Anne's confirmed that he's 16, so we'll take her word for it. No, they were guessing Tarrant's age. Yep. Okay, now Maurice Power playing his first bowl of this game as skip, and is into that front pack as well. He might get through the hole there. No, he just broadened it all up, made a few more bowls in the front for them. Vince Calabresi. Good evening, Vince, from Leppington in Sydney. How's the weather going down there? Gary Cooper, their regular skip for Alligator Creek. Maurice Power's taken a bit of extra grass this time. Just ran through a little bit there. Gary Cooper's second bowl is going to be into the pack out the front. So it's now down to the thirds to decide whether it's 1, 2 or 3. 3 to Alligator Creek. It's a fairly healthy start for Alligator Creek. Gives them a 3-shot lead on the first end. Oh, we've got messages coming in thick and fast. Kilo 23. Hi, watching from Newcastle, England on the artificial green. Does it have joins in it? And does that affect the woods? Yes, they do have seams in them. Depending on which way you're playing, if you're playing with the seams, it can have, sometimes it can have an effect. If you're playing across the seams, it doesn't seem to have too many worries. And good evening, and I hope you're enjoying our streaming from England. And Polkinghorne. Robbie said the green over at South Townsville was 14 seconds yesterday morning. Thanks, Anne. Michael and Diane Dennis. Just come on board club. Just come on board club name. Thanks. The club name here is Cutharinga Bowls Club, commonly known as Cutharinga Rhinos. It's a suburb of Townsville, just on the base of our famous Saint Mountain, Saint Hill. Dean Andrews, good evening, Dean. Watching from Marupna, Victoria, near Shepparton. I know Marupna well. Dean, I spent quite a few years living in Victoria and travelling Victoria. It's nice to see that we have viewers watching our live stream, and we're hoping you're enjoying it. Okay. It was Ron Smythe. He's holding 2 shots for air. 2 nice bowls from Ron. Johnny Robbins now from Alligator Creek. Great weight there from Johnny Robbins, just a fraction wide, although he's come in nicely. Both these clubs have artificial greens, so it's not an unknown surface that they're playing on. Although all the greens up here are slightly different. We have a mixture of carpet, we have plastic, and all other hybrids in between. Sorry, Johnny, that's a little bit tight. You let that one get away from him a little bit. All right, Sam Caltabiano with his first bowl. We were having a discussion this morning before the start of bowls, trying to take an estimate on the average age across the green of the players. And whilst we do have some younger ones playing, the good money was on the average age being around about 60 to 65 across the green. Said we have 2 players in their 80s playing in this competition from Charters Towers. So we've gone from one extreme to the other with young Tarrant Ketchup as a 16-year-old, and the 2 boys from Charters Towers well into their mid-80s. Okay, Greg Duncan playing 3 for Alligator Creek with his second bowl. Just through a little bit. And Tony Bull now playing his bowl. Got a nice track there. That may be in the count. Robbie's eyes will tell me whether I'm right or wrong. That's definitely in the count by the look of that. So Air potentially could be holding 3 shots. That front black bowl of Ron Smythe's would possibly be a measure for the back green bowl here. No, says Robbie. No. Okay, I trust Robbie's judgment on that. That much, Robbie. Okay. Gary Cooper. Skip for Alligator Creek. Jeez. Maury Power now playing his first bowl. It's going to be more than a little bit underdone. That hand is taking, both hands are taking a reasonable amount of grass, and if you don't take your grass, you're going to be across the head every time. Which is basic 101 of bowls. Scary Cooper's second bowl. His grass is not too bad, it's just his weight he's having to struggle with a little bit at the moment. Maurice, he'll come in, but again, bit of weight. A little bit too much weight, that's all. So we've got one. Greg Duncan is asking for that second one, and I don't know whether he's going to get it without a measure. Tony Bulls. That was just the one, was it, Robbie, by the look of it? We haven't made a decision. We're looking for an umpire, I think. Well, nobody's pulled a measure out, so I'm not too sure what the conference is all about. Here's Peter Wicks, alias Tony, being called to do a measure. That's something you very rarely see in men's bowls. The third actually putting the shot bowls on the cloth. So that's definitely two. Okay, they've conceded. That was two. I would have thought that back green bowl might have been part of the measure. It was well out. Okay. Ooh, Peter. Three. There's a count there. So that takes Alligator Creek to 6. Air yet to open their account after 2 ends. It's getting long in the day. 3 all after 2 ends. Air won that with 3 shots. Oh, thank goodness you're here to help me out, Robbie. And this is only day 2. That's anybody's guess. We'll still be here soldiering on. Nice start there from Ron Smythe. I assume it's Smythe, not Smith. There's a Y in it, not an I. Brandon Bowls Club. Great telecast, guys. Even better watching Brandon win this afternoon on TV. Yes, they played extremely well. The members down at Brandon Bowls Club, obviously sitting at the clubhouse watching the live streaming. Mike Watts is back watching. Good to have you back, Mike. Hope you're enjoying it. Right, young Tarrant Ketchup has played a nice first lead bowl. Holding shot at the moment. Ron drops short. Well, if you're watching, you don't need me to tell you that. Here's Tarrant's second bowl. It's just going to be short on it. At least he's not frightened to take a bit of grass, which is good to see. And Sam Caltabiano from Air playing his first bowl as second. Very good grass, pretty reasonable grass, just a little bit heavy. Johnny Robbins now from Alligator Creek. Again, another short bowl. It's a little bit unusual, Robbie. We haven't seen a lot of short bowls today. Not like this. This has become a little bit consistent, hasn't it? Here's good correction from Sam Caltabiano here. Played a big bowl, a bomb of a bowl. Maurice Power would be very happy with that. That's right, it is only the third end. They're still feeling their way. A nice reply from Johnny Robbins. Great reply. Gary's very happy with that. So that gives Alligator Creek the shot at the moment. Oh, could be anything. Yeah, definitely Alligator Creek has got the shot. This is a good track here if he gets around that front bowl. Okay, Greg Duncan now. Playing as 3, or as the third. Not our call, Alan. Alan's asking why didn't the thirds attempt to measure? Why wasn't the leaning bowl chocked? Not a brilliant job by the umpire. Well, the leaning bowl was, from our view, had been declared as a second, and the third bowl they were measuring was chocked prior to the measure, and then they took the second bowl away. Greg Duncan with his second bowl. Right, there's been a subtle change in the head. I would hazard to say that Alligator Creek is holding shot with that almost jack-high bowl of Johnny Robbins. Yep, definitely holding the shot. Right, Maurice Power having a good look at what's going on. He's just left the head, but he's obviously seeing a bowl blocking his view of the kitty, which is understandable. Robert King. Good evening, Robert. Robert is watching from wet and windy Tauranga in New Zealand. Okay. That's the vagaries of bowls. Gary's going to try and whip that shot bowl out now, if he can. I don't think he's got the weight to carry him through there. He's going to duck across. He had the weight, but I think given where that green bowl is at 1 o'clock at the front, he would have had to have been a lot quicker than that. So Air currently holding the shot with that white bowl. Hans van Eden. Hi Robbie and Aussieland. Very cold in South Africa. I guess it would be, because you're... I assume you're in the Southern Hemisphere part of South Africa. Good to have you watching our live streaming, Hans. Yeah. It's great to see that our live streaming is reaching overseas and people are watching it and appreciating it. That's possibly killed it, I would say, the way that kitty spat sideways. Okay, so it's 9:45 in South Africa in the morning, so is that a Saturday morning or a Friday morning, Robbie? Friday morning? And Mark Salthouse. Salty here from Harare in Zimbabwe, enjoying the broadcast. Welcome, Mark. Hope you're enjoying it. Okay, Ron Smythe from Air leading off again because of that end being killed. Start all over again. Fair start there from Ron. Good grass. Almost perfect grass. Young Tarrant Ketchup with his first bowl. Yeah, nice start there from young Tarrant. Must be a bit over a metre behind the kitty. Is Ron with his second bowl, looking very serious, watching his bowl coming down. And a nice reply to Tarrant's bowl. Good correction there from Ron. Tarrant giving it a good try, just running through a little bit. Good evening, Warren. Did you enjoy your practice? Afternoon, boys. Had my practice. Now it's frothy time. Watching here from Collie in Western Australia. Nice to have you with us, Warren. Right, it's trying to get rid of the frog in the throat. The voice is still holding up, but it's getting a little bit croaky. Here's Sam Caltabiano. Good effort there from Sam, just a little bit pacey, that was all. So Ron Smythe is currently holding shot on this end. Johnny Robbins trying to upset that. Not quite. I think he might be a fraction short on that. Maybe 18 inches, Robbie.
Maybe 16 and 3/4.
16 3/4 is Robbie. Okay. Roughly. Tony Bull's struggling a little bit to get his weight and grass. But again, early in the game. This is only the third end. Greg Duncan lining up to try and get the shot. Nice looking bowl here. If he holds his line, just underneath the kitty. Great effort there from Greg. Tony Bull with his second bowl. Well, there's a correction there, but not quite enough. Greg Duncan with his second. See if he's made any improvement. He did take the extra grass to try and eradicating that ducking across the head, but just a little bit too much grass. Okay, Cam, the Aussie. I am pronouncing Smythe correctly. Well, that's one positive. No pronouncing Tauranga so good. Or Tauranga so good. Sorry, Robbie?
Tauranga.
Tauranga. Okay. All right. I've been corrected by an expert. It's Maurice Power, which will give him possibly 2 shots. Gary Cooper now. Just a little bit wayward there from Gary. Maurice Power with his second bowl. He didn't like that. He's talking to himself or abusing the bowl, one or the other. Not a happy chappy after that bowl. showing a little bit more promise from Gary Cooper. And he's popped it over to Tarrant's bowl. So he'll be holding one shot there. The thirds will make a decision. That's one. Greg Duncan's having a long, hard look at it. Out comes the measure. Out come two measures. It's two by the look of that. Two. Two to Alligator Creek. So that takes them to 5, air 3, after 3 ends. Yeah. Well, we've got a much better view of what's happening on the green than most of the players have. It's becoming fairly dark out there, but it's not showing up on the cameras, fortunately for us. From where I'm sitting, looking out to the far end of this green, I would not be able to make out too many bowls. Tarrant Ketchup just short of Jack High. Smythe gave Tarrant a bit of promotion. Pushed him a little bit close to the kitty. Okay, Tarrant's second bowl. And he's played a great bowl here, young Tarrant. He'd be very happy with that, as would Gary Cooper, his skip. Okay. Murray Powers asked Smythe to change hands. And he's going to be very tight and could almost finish up out of picture. No, he's not. He's definitely very shy with his grass. Johnny Robbins from Alligator Creek, playing his first bowl. It's pretty good weight, just a little bit extra grass needed. Okay. Sam Caltabiano is following Johnny Robbins down. Now see how well Johnny Robbins can adjust his... sorry to say, Johnny has over-adjusted, both in weight and too much grass. Sam Caltabiano with his second bowl, and will unfortunately be under the shot bowl, and a little bit of extra weight as well. Christine White, go Alligator Creek. Okay. Alligator Creek has their group of supporters, as do most teams here this evening, all braving the cool evening. Okay, Greg Duncan dropped his bowl, good grass, but dropped his bowl around about 1.5 metres short. Tony Ball with his first bowl. And it's got a nice line here, but is just shy of a run to the kitty. Greg Duncan has changed his hand. Right. No chocolates for Greg on that shot. Steve Nellerstein. Good evening, Steve. Good evening, Ron. Watching from South Townsville Bowls Club. 4-3 Guru. So South Townsville are obviously playing Guru over there. It's currently 4-3. So a tight game there at the start of the game. So Alligator Creek at the moment holding 1 shot for sure. Could be a measure for 2. But there's definitely 1 shot in it with young Tarrant Ketchup's bowl sitting just behind the kitty. The jackets are all starting to come out around the green, especially amongst the spectators. It is a little bit nippy out there tonight. Not by the standards of southeast Queensland or further south, but up here we only get winter for 2 weeks of the year. It's our winter period at the moment. Gary Cooper's first bowl. About 1 metre over. Fair line on that. His grass wasn't too bad. Alan Thorpe. G'day, Thorpey. In the Philippines. Interested to see your name all over the walls in Subic Bay. Thorpey, you're not allowed to say those sort of things. Catch up soon. Cheers. Yep, cheers, Thorpey. Hope you're enjoying the live stream. Enjoy your time in Singapore, in the Philippines. Christine White bowled at Catharinga obviously 2 years ago and became a friend. Oh, bowled at Alligator Creek and became a friend of Kay Cooper and catch up when I go up there for holidays. It's nice to hear, Christine. And Lily is watching from Dunedin in New Zealand. Good evening, and hope you're enjoying the live stream. Christine White's telling us it's getting down to 6 degrees in Beenleigh. I don't envy you. I'm quite happy with the temperature we get here. It gets cold enough for us. Okay, back to the game here, and Tarrant Ketchup is still holding shot. That could be Gary Cooper's bowl sitting there. Yep. 3 shots to Alligator Creek. Robbie, 3 shots. Yep. So Gary Cooper added an extra 2 to Tarrant's bowl. So that pushes Alligator Creek out to an 8-3 lead after 4 ends. So, okay. Well, Greg Duncan was definitely holding 3 fingers up, so I'm not too sure what's happening there. But one would assume that both seconds would have verified their score. So we'll have to go with what the scoreboard says. That's the official scoreboard. So it's 7-3 to Alligator Creek after 4 ends. Tarrant was a bit wayward with his first bowl. Ron Smythe played a fairly handy bowl here. About a metre or so behind the kitty. Okay, bit of a run through the other scores. Thurrangower, Collinsville. Thurrangower leading 3-2 after 5 ends. Suburban and Magnetic Island, we know they've played 3 ends. Suburban are 5. From there on in, we have to come back to that one, Robbie. And Noola, Home Hill. Noola 14, Home Hill 7 after 5 ends. Yeah, that's multiple scoring. Brandon and Ingham. Wow, that's an interesting one. 5-4 to Brandon over Ingham after 5 ends. Gold City, Charters Towers and Jubilee. Jubilee 12, Gold City 2 after 6 ends. And McNade, Wangaratta lost their name sheet. Wangaratta 8 shots to 4. No, it's McNade 8-4 after 7 ends. So McNade are leading Wangaratta there. 5-0 on 3 ends. Yep. Suburban and Collinsville, I think it is. Magnetic Island, is it? Okay, I'm just trying to pick up the shirt there. Just a little feather from Johnny Robbins. Alligator Creek currently 2 down on the head. Make that still 2 down. Possibly it's 2 down with a possible measure for 3rd shot between the red bowl and the orange bowl. Greg Duncan asked to please get something in the head. He's got a good line. How's his weight? Yes, as I just heard, it's he's a metre short. So he's still got a little bit of work to do with his next bowl. Tony Bull with his first. Got a nice track. How's his weight? Maury Powell likes that, and that's definitely another shot. So that could well be 3 down for Alligator Creek. So Gary Cooper will be getting desperate, wanting something in the head, or something he can work with. Fair track from Greg Duncan here. It depends on his weight. He's still shy, but he may have cut 1 out anyway. Tony Bull with his second bowl. He had a good first one. How's he going to go with this one? He's underneath. Gets a pop, drops him forward, and that's definitely 2, depending on how far back. I'd say it's 3 shots they're holding there now. Wayne Fairjohns. I tend to agree with you, Wayne. Gee, these boys will have earned a frothy by the end of this game. 3 games of penance in a day. Yeah, well, that's not unusual for this district. When we have our penance, we play it over 3 days because of the distances teams have got to travel. So we get it all over and done with in one weekend, and we play 3 games in a day. Gary Cooper looking to upset the apple cart here, and he's still coming. Might have cut it back to 2 now. It's interesting to see these white bowls that have obviously got a light red speckle in them, because under the lights, daylight, they come up as white on the screen. Night time, they come up pinkish. Amanda Jeffs. Good evening from a cool Stanthorpe. I bet it's cool. Fantastic evening for bowls. Well, any evening that you can play bowls under lights is a fantastic evening. Welcome to the live stream, Amanda. I hope you're enjoying it. Laurie Power made no difference to the head there, and Gary's not going to make any difference to the head, so I have to wait for the thirds to tell us whether that front bowl of Gary Cooper's has taken the back black bowl out of play. Murray's second bowl is not going to do anything. I'm sorry, Murray. Warren Fairjohns. Gee, I would be on my hands and knees after 2 games. I'm a little bit with you, Warren. That's why I'm in the commentary box. It's 2 they've pulled out so far. To air. We're again having a debate. Measuring for the third. Oh, it's a nice little bow in that tape. Three. Okay, so that was 3 to air, which takes them to 6. Alligator Creek 7 after 5 ends. Maury Power's very definite where he wants the kitty. Plonks his foot down and says, put it to here, please. That's a fair sort of roll. He's not that far short of where Murray was asking for it to be. So Murray shouldn't be overly upset about that. You may well laugh, Warren, but that's the way it is these days with me. David McCann. Good evening from Mackenzie Park Bowls Club on the Gold Coast. Good evening, David. I hope and trust you are enjoying the live streaming. Karen Hupp. Hi, Karen, from Taylor's Beach in McNaid. It's the best Friday night entertainment going. Yeah, well, I suppose it depends which side of the scoreboard you're on. But yes, it's for Australian weather, it's a balmy night here at the moment. We do know it will get a little bit cooler as the evening goes on. I trust it's possibly a bit cooler up there at Taylor's Beach than it is here in Townsville. Okay, good starts Fair start there from Ron Smythe. For the uninitiated, Taylor's Beach is a little, I suppose, would you call it a town or would you call it a hamlet, Karen? It's probably bigger than a hamlet, just north of Ingham on the coast. Great area for jumping in a tinny and going out catching some fish. Sam Caltabiano has got a little bit of pace on this, but he didn't run through as far as I thought he was going to. It's Johnny Robbins. Okay, we've all gone. Well, he's finished up with shot there. I've said it several times. You don't have to put down the scoreboard how you got there. They're all a little bit wayward here at the moment. Again, Sam's got a little bit of weight on him, but he may well pull up as shot, which he has done if he falls over. Okay, Johnny Robbins play his second bowl. He's taking a bit more grass this time and a little bit more weight, but he's still coming in. Follow him down, says Maurice, to Tony Ball. He's still coming. I think he's about to run out of puff now. Yes, he's blowing a little bit of black smoke there now. Jackie Snowden. Good evening, Jackie. Welcome to our live stream. Watching from Melton, Victoria. 10.7 degrees. Go Tarrant and Coops. Okay, you obviously know them well. I hope you're enjoying our live stream this evening. Tony Bull with his second bowl. He's hanging out a little bit. He's coming in now, but it's just got that foul. That'll do for shot. Okay, so Gary's calling it as 2 down. So the orange bowl and the white bowl, Gary feels are both was first and second shot. Catch-up call from Ann Polkinghorn at South Townsville. South Townsville 6, Guru 5 on 6 ends. Care and help. Fishing village is the best description. Yeah, well, you would have a much better idea than I would, Karen. I sometimes think being called a village is quite enjoyable. Okay, we've got Maury Power to play his first bowl. Holding 2 shots. He's still coming, and still coming, and still coming for shot. That's 3 shots to air at this stage. Gary Cooper to play his first bowl. And your eyes didn't deceive you. There was a slight straightener at the end of that run of Maurice. Yeah, I don't know whether Gary will be seeing too much down his end of the kitty. He might just be seeing the side of it. He needs a bit of assistance, and he got it, but it did not do him any good whatsoever. Unlucky there. Was a valiant effort. Yes, I would have thought that was a fairly simple decision to make. Holding 3, draw another shot. Put the pressure well and truly on Alligator Creek. Yeah, just his pace, that was all. It is a little bit disconcerting to see the occasional bowl falling against the bias. We've been seeing that for 2 days. It's not dramatic, but it is there. Okay, Gary Cooper with a better looking bowl this time, except he's gone the other side of it. Valiant try, Gary. 1, 2. And I don't think Greg will give him the third. 3. Looks like it was 3. To air, which will take them to 9. Alligator Creek 7 after 6 ends. We'll just verify that score when we get a chance this end. If we can, Robbie. He's adjusted the score there now. Oh, Tony, sorry, I didn't realise you'd swapped places with... I'm sorry. Here's me quite happily talking away to Robbie, and Robbie has gone for a comfort break. And so it was only 2. No, that's right. We're right. 7-8 on 6. Great start there from Ron Smythe. Give air something to build their end on. This young Tarrant Ketchup. He's having a good long hard look at this, and he should be very happy with it. Great bowl there from young Tarrant. Ron Smythe about to play his second bowl. I think he forgot something there. I don't think he'll go out of bounds, but he won't be far off it. He just kept in. And Tarrant with his second bowl. Can he replicate his first one? That's pretty handy lead bowling. Gary should be happy with that from his lead. Sam Caltabiano from air. Just a fraction shy on his grass. Nice bowl nevertheless. Here's Johnny Robbins with his first bowl, running through the back. And Sam Caltabiano with his second. He's slightly overcorrected, I think, although he will turn from there. His weight wasn't too bad on his first bowl, it was just his grass, but now he's dropped his weight. Now can Johnny Robbins correct on his first bowl? Not really, he's round the back as well. So Alligator Creek have got plenty of cover at the back. Tony Bull with his first bowl. He's still coming, just pulling up now. His ejector's got a bit clogged with his diesel engine then. Okay, Greg Duncan. And what is Greg going to do? Missed out on the box of chocolates there, Greg. He's just going to duck underneath young Tarrant's bowl. So Alligator Creek currently holding 1 for sure on the head. Possibly solid 2. Greg Duncan's bowl. Nice bowl there from Greg. So that's highly likely to be a 3. Definitely 2. And Tarrant's just short of Jack High bowl at 9 o'clock. Could be in the count, I would say it is. Oh, that breeze is starting to come up now and we're starting to feel a little bit of a nip in it. Okay, Maurice Power with his first bowl. I don't think he'd be able to hold. Oh, he's still coming. Is he going to get a walk? Right, well that's reduced it back to 1 shot for Alligator Creek. Barry Cooper skipping for Alligator Creek with his first bowl. Can get around that, but he's not going to. Okay. What can Sam see from his end? Sorry, Maurice is the player. Maurice Power. Sadly he's going to crash. But he could get a walk, and anything is possible. No, just pulled up short. So Alligator Creek definitely holding one. Greg Duncan agrees with that. He's declaring the head. So 1 to Alligator Creek makes it 8 all after 7 ends. I'm rather glad I brought my jacket with me today. I'd be sitting here shivering without it. Okay, it's interesting to see that Gary most ends just lets Tarrant throw the length that he wishes, which is not a bad thing. You've thrown the length, you get your bowl there. Yeah, good start from young Tarrant. Perfect grass. Right, Ron White was just a little bit astray with his. Because Grant did shorten the end substantially from the last end, so you might have caught Ron out a little bit. Young Tarrant is still coming. Still coming. Little tap back to himself. Great bowls there from Tarrant. Okay, Ron Smythe with his second bowl. He looks as if he's trying to force it at the moment. So I don't know whether there's been much change in the pace of the green, but there may well have been with the cool air coming in, which under normal circumstances would make the green run a little bit faster. Johnny Robbins with his first bowl, and Gary will be hoping he doesn't do anything to upset the head, and he hasn't. He did get a touch. Yes, I think that kitty was pretty much sitting on the bowl before that touch, Tony. Sam Caltabiano has promoted Tarrant up a little bit, so I would suspect that Alligator Creek are holding 3 shots. It's incredible. Even the white kitty under the lights here of a night time is showing pink. Never noticed that before. I picked it up with the white bowls a little bit earlier. They were definitely showing that pink tinge in them, but they did have slight red speckles. Sam's gone straight through everything and not touched a thing. Greg Duncan playing 2 for Alligator Creek. He's still coming. Big bowl here from Greg. Great bowl there from Greg. I would be comfortable to say that could be 4 shots to Alligator Creek at this stage. Yep. Okay. Tony Bull's been asked to have a look at that to see if he can split something. Get rid of the bowls or push the kitty somewhere or do something. Sorry, Tony, not with that. Weighted shot on this green holds this line fairly well, so you've got to be fairly accurate. You don't notice too much swing with a weighted shot at all. Paul Finlay, back with us again, watching from Mackay. Good evening, Paul. There's great bowling from Alligator Creek. That could well be 5 shots they're holding at the moment. Okay. Yeah, I'd definitely be calling that 5 shots at the moment. That red bowl of Johnny Robbins looks like it is definitely in the count. But 4 bowls to come, so anything can happen. So what is Gary going to do? Is he going to go for cover? Is he going to try and protect it? Or is he just going to try and draw another one, make the pain a little bit more? Make a little bit more pain. That could be 6. It could even be 7, depending on how far short that bowl of Sam Caltabiano in the front is. Maurice gone through the hole. This could be a big momentum swing in the game here. Gary looks like he's trying to get a back bowl in, and he, well, if you can't get where you want to go, draw another shot. Big bowl here from Maury Power to try and upset the apple cart. And he has not. So he might have taken 1 out. So we'll see what happens when they start counting up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, there's only 1 bowl to measure there amongst all of them. So we've pulled 4 out so far. Don't say anything, Ron. Keep your mouth shut. There's 5. Five shots to Alligator Creek. Big pickup. That takes them to 13. Air on 8 after 8 ends. Okay, Stingary's actually standing out there. Do we have a kiddie measure? Depends how far back that mat is. Skips are happy with it, so who are we to say? What's the weather like out there, Robbie?
It's warmer out there than in here.
It's warmer out there than in here. Oh, it's that breeze that's comes through those shutters there. Okay, Ron Smythe with his first bowl. Young Tarrant was a little bit astray with his first. Ron's nailed it this time. Maurice will be happy with that. So will Ron, I guess. Okay, a quick run around the green. Collinsville, Thuringower. Collinsville 5, Thuringower 4. After 9 ends. Suburban Magnetic Island, Suburban 8. Magnetic Island 2 after 6 ends. Noola playing Home Hill. Noola 16, Home Hill 10 after 9 ends. They must have got an early start on that one. Brandon playing Ingham. Hello. Do we have a boil over coming? 10 to Brandon, 6 to Ingham. I know it's early days. It's only on 9 ends, so they've got a fair way to go yet. Another beautiful bowl from Ron Smythe. 2 good bowls. So, yeah, come back to that one. And McNade playing Wangaratta. Wangaratta 11. McNade 9 after 11 ends. So a couple of those we don't want to know. I would imagine that Jubilee would be in... it's a bit of a runaway, that one, by the look of it. 4 to 20 something after 10 ends. 21. 4 to 21 Jubilee's favour after 10 ends. So Jubilee are carrying on their merry way. They are... Jubilee and Catharinga are looking very much like the 2 teams to beat at the moment. Okay. We've got Johnny Robbins coming down here. He's still coming, he's still coming, and he's still coming. And Gary Cooper's most impressed with that one. Great bowl there from Johnny Robbins. There's definitely a little bit more finish on these bowls at the moment. They've just got that fraction more run on them. Sam Caltabiano. Great effort, Sam. And he's fallen over, but that might be the shot. I'd say that there's a good chance that is the shot bowl. Dion Delamote, watching from Dongara in Western Australia. And I'm so impressed by your young lead of Alligator Creek. Yes, he is, but he's been playing great bowls. And he's only a young fella of 16. So if he sticks with it, he definitely will have a future. Christine White. Go Suburban, have bowled there a few times and intend hopefully two on this, and hopefully 2 on the 17th of July. Tony Bull rested that one through. Christine White, shot. Yes, it was Christine. It was a great shot. Greg Duncan with his first. Got a nice track here, Greg. Just ran into Sam before he got to his own bowl. Or the bowl of Tarrant's, actually. So Tony Bull has run behind. I suspect being called back that way for a bit of protection. I would suspect that Sam Caltabiano was holding shot here at the moment with that orange bowl. Yeah, Gary's looking to push Greg Duncan's bowl through and push the kitty back. The young Tarrant's got a couple of very handy bowls at the back here, ready to catch that kitty if it comes trotting back. Having picked up a 5, he'd be desperate to consolidate on that. Well, he's definitely having a look for it. That's made it a little bit more difficult. He just popped the kitty sideways to Sam's bowl. Right, so Air are definitely holding one. Interesting. Tony's asking Maurice to play his forehand, or is he playing his backhand? He's not. He's playing his forehand. He's trying to pick his line, ask for somebody to move away. So Maurice definitely going for some sort of protection if he can. Air is holding one shot for sure. Greg wants that bowl moved and the kitty back. Right, you got a result. Kitty spat all the way across to Johnny Robbins' red bowl. So Murray's got a little bit of work to do now to try and retrieve the shot back. Just his weight there. He had a good line. One shot to Alligator Creek, which takes them to 14, Air 8 after 9 ends. Okay, so Robbie has just come in from outside and has informed me that it's warmer outside than it is here in the commentary box. So we've got a natural air conditioner with breeze blowing all through the place and circulating around us. And I really haven't taken my jacket off all day sitting in here. Robbie's had his jacket on all day as well.
Chilly enough to get that draft.
Good start there from young Tarrant. Great start. And Robbie comes from the Gold Coast, so one would assume it'd be colder down there than it is here at the moment. And he's feeling the weather a little bit. I've got a ready-made excuse for feeling the cold. I'm old, and because I'm old, my blood's thinner. I'm sticking to it. And Robbie's he's skinny, so he's got no meat to keep him warm. Another great bowl from young Tarrant. He's definitely playing exceptionally good bowls. He's Ron Smythe, which may have... No. Tarrant's bowl fell back down, so I'm not too sure how far Ron's bowl is in front of the kitty, but I would suspect that Tarrant still got the shot. Yes, Robbie said, I'll find out for you. And I know he will. Yes, Tarrant still got the shot there. Oh, yeah. Could be a measure. Could be... Don't bother? Okay, Robbie says, no, don't bother measuring. Robbie's hardly ever wrong when we're estimating distances between bowls. He's used to working out how far bowls are in front of Kitty and how far behind they are. Johnny Robbins with a nice attempt there, just ran into Ron Smythe and came to a grinding halt. Sam Caltabiano adding to it all. In all due respect, Robbie, for a couple of clubs that are regarded as minnows within the district, not because of their lack of playing ability, but purely because of the size of their membership, the heads in this game have been fairly good. There's been some very good bowls played. And that's not taking it away from any other club in the district, nor being nasty to Ayr or Alligator Creek. This has developed into a very entertaining game. Greg Duncan trying to get in front of Ron Smythe, and he has. Very handy bowl there. Must be about 9 inches to a foot behind the kitty. Okay, Tarrant's bowl, back of Tarrant's bowl is in line with the front of the jack. So Maurice has informed us. And that's not going to... Oh, it's coming now. No, that didn't do any damage. Might have given Alligator Creek a little bit more protection, actually. Question is, what does Gary get Greg to do? Because that black bowl of Ron Smythe's doesn't need much of a touch to be pushed in for shot. Okay. Another nice bowl from Greg Duncan. So Alligator Creek have got, yeah, see, one roll would do the damage there, Robbie, in that black bowl. But Alligator Creek have got plenty of protection at the back there. They've got starting to build a wall of bowls. And that is the shot. No, I didn't. I said one roll. That was he landed on the side of Tarrant's bowl there. But yeah, I'll take it. He did roll the shot over. Yes. The bowl, yeah. It was well weighted actually. So it didn't push the bowl through, or he just caught it in the right angle. Yep. So we have air with one shot for sure. Well, definitely only one shot. Yeah, Alligator Creek's holding second, third and fourth shots there at the moment, or at least second and third shots. I don't think Gary's got the... Oh, he's kicking sideways. He's still got it. Yeah, Ron's bowl is lying flat now. Which, yeah, it could be a handy bowl there if Gary's shot goes a little bit haywire. He spat it sideways, out of bounds, dead end. Okay. Sorry, Robbie?
Okay, we've got all night.
Yeah, we've got all night. So we're still currently 14 to Alligator Creek, 8 to air after 9 ends. Only 12 more ends to go. Couple more hours. Yes, Gary Cooper's definitely got Tarrant shortening the ends up. No, that looks fine. I suspect that if it keeps going at that length, Maurice will call for a jack measure for no other reason but just to put the wind up young Tarrant. Great start there from Tarrant. This is Ron Smythe's first bowl. He's tracking nicely, but he's going to cut very little. Great reply there from Ron Smythe. Yep. That's possibly the correct call, Gary. Keep him on the same hand. He's just played a great bowl. And that is a good bowl there too. Brilliant bowls. Great bowls, young Tarrant. Got to give him a big clap. He's playing extremely well. Robert King, only half a roll. Well, that's what I said to Robbie, but Robbie gave it to me. Okay, Ron Smythe's bowl has got a nice track coming in here. And great lead bowling from both leads. This has developed into a fairly tight tussle now. Even though Alligator Creek are 6 shots up. Yeah, Johnny Robbins was a little bit astray with his first bowl. Not much in that, Robbie. Unlike you, could go either way. Yeah. Well, one's laying flat and the other's standing up, so. Okay. Sam with a nice bowl coming in here. Is he going to get the touch? Oh, the bowl has moved. Gary's looking very closely. Well, looking at that reaction, I'd say Gary thinks he's 1 down. It's Greg Duncan with his first. Trying to follow some fairly explicit instructions. That was a nice effort. Wasn't far away from the target then. Okay, Tony Ball. Very handy bowl there. On the whole, these two teams are playing the short ends very well, Robbie. Greg's coming around the back again. Okay. Yep. This could be a case of he who dares wins on this end. Greg, you're not allowed to do that. That could almost be classified as measuring. Okay, another one stacked in there. Well, neither third seemed to be game to make a decision there, Robbie. There's Maury Power stacking another one in there. Well, I think I'd rather be in Maury's position at the moment than Gary's, because he moves that kitty, it's going to pop straight back to air. Well, he's having a go. Yeah. You need another ounce of, 2 ounces of weight there to, yeah. Maurice still coming. No. Drop short. Are we going to call the umpire, or are we going to measure it ourselves? I suspect we've called the umpire. Well, if you do the right thing, boys, you'll pull all those bowls out of the way and give him plenty of room to get in there. So the umpire, Peter Wicks, is about to do his job. Oh, that's interesting. Felt he had to adjust it. I think the black's got it, for sure. Judging by what we saw there, the black definitely had that. Because after he measured the black, he had to adjust these calipers for the green one. So that's 1 to air, takes them to 9. Alligator Creek 14 after 10 ends. 11 ends to go. Murray's very definite. Stretch this out, he says. They're too comfortable on the short ends. Okay, from Ann Polkinghorne over at Suburban. Suburban Bowls Club 18, Guru 8 on 12. That's not correct. It's South Townsville Bowls Club 18, Guru 8 on 12. So South Townsville have a 10-shot lead over Guru there. Not too sure how we missed that, Robbie. Okay, young Tarrant Ketchup with his first bowl. How is he going to change to the adjust to the change of the end? Great start, perfect length. So it hasn't worried him too much. It is a good start for young Tarrant. Ron Smythe with his second bowl. And I'm afraid he's going to keep coming. He's pulled up short now. Brian Webster. Comment of Great Barrier Reef. Is that describing where you're at the moment, Brian? Nice to have you with us this evening. Hope you're enjoying the live stream. Okay. A bit of an aberration from Tarrant. Sam Caltabiano. What's Sam got for us? He's got a pretty handy bowl here, Sam. Yeah, good bowl. Very good bowl. Okay, run around the greens here. Thuringowa, Collinsville. Thuringowa after 13 ends, 9 to Collinsville 7. Suburban v Maggie Island after 8 ends. Suburban 8, Magnetic Island 5. So Magnetic Island aren't going away there. Okay, we have Noola versus whom? Is that Home Hill? Looks like Home Hill. Noola is 17, Home Hill is 13 after 12 ends. Yep. Ooh, a very big boil over here at the moment. After 13 ends, Brandon are leading Ingham 18 to 6. That's completely unexpected. And Gold City Jubilee 25, Gold City 10 after 15 ends. McNade Wangaratta after 15 ends. Brett, move your big body, please. 14, is it? 10-14 to Wangaratta. So they lead by 4 shots there. And Suburban Magnetic Island, 8 ends played. Collinsville, Thuringowa, we got that one. Collinsville a 7, Thuringowa 9 after 13 ends. So there's... Yeah, it was definitely Home Hill. So Noola, Home Hill. Noola a 17, Home Hill 13 after 12 ends. So some interesting results coming through on those games. I'm not sure what's going on with Ingham at the moment. Yeah, that's right. Okay, Greg Duncan has drawn, yeah, maybe only one down Alligator Creek. Definitely one down. I don't think they've got a second shot there. So Greg Duncan with his second bowl. This is not looking too bad at all, Greg. And he's pulled the kitty and come back with it. Gary's quite happy with that and snuck in for shot. So Alligator Creek currently holding shot there. I don't think there's anything behind. No, there's only the one bowl back. And that is almost as long as you want it to be without the kitty sitting on the edge of the ditch. Yeah, that's definitely one to Alligator Creek with Greg Duncan's bowl. Not too sure whether Johnny, I don't think Johnny Robbins is in the count there with his red bowl. Yeah. Yeah, Sam Caltabiano's definitely holding second shot there with his orange bowl. Christine White, go Frank. Okay. Not too sure what Gary's trying to achieve here. He didn't want much of a touch on that. That may have given him 2 shots, actually. Greg's only holding up one finger, so yeah. Okay. Gary decided to come the other way this time. Oh, that's got to be second shot. Okay, Maury Power with his second bowl. No, didn't. Okay, Gary's got one to come. Okay, that blue and white bowl of Maury Powers is definitely shot. One down, says Gary. You've got to get rid of it. And no chocolates for this one. Okay, he had a bit of pace on that. You can see by the way the bowl just flew forward up the green. Just the one down. So Air picked up another one, which takes them to 10. Alligator Creek 14 after 11 ends. So it'll be another long end here. As they look like they pushed those bowls right back, so the match is possibly on the 6 foot mark. Yes, looks like it's definitely on the 6 foot. No, it's not. It's up a little bit. Okay, Ron Smythe with his first bowl. Bad bowl there, over that length. Would have been better if he'd have swallowed the kitty and taken it with him, but it wasn't to be. Nice bowl here from young Tarrant. Yeah, good bowl, Tarrant. Ron Smythe to attempt to take it off him. It's close, but I don't think he's got the shot. It happens, Tarrant. It happens to the best of them occasionally. Well, you came back in bounds, so he didn't lose it completely. Okay, Sam Caltabiano coming around the back. Johnny Robbins, chance to make a big name for himself here. Yeah, a couple of metres behind. His grasp wasn't too bad. Here's Sam with attempt 2. Oh, that's... I wouldn't like to call that at this stage. You reckon? Yeah, when you see it from that angle, yes. Okay. Tony Bull's bowl has done not a great deal. It could be handy back there. Greg Duncan has tightened it up, and I'm not sure whether we're leaving. Yes, he'll get here, but well offline. Sorry about that. Thanks, Robbie. It might be the time of the night. Okay. Sit up straight, Ron, and okay. Tony has gone behind a couple of metres, maybe 3 metres. Murray doesn't want us to see what's happening, so we'll just play it by ear at this stage. Now, I know Greg touched that orange bowl of Sam's. Okay. We've all had a look and nobody said a word. Okay. Umpires come in with some good news or bad news, depending on where you sit in the world. It is just starting to drizzle little light drops of rain. No surprises there. Okay, Gary Cooper. How confident is he that he's got the shot? Well, he hasn't got the shot with that, but okay, he didn't finish up too bad after all. Okay, Maury Power with his bowl. He's still tracking down here. No, just run through fractionally. Yeah, that's what I was saying before. It's just got that little bit of extra finish on it. Gary Cooper. And it's run through. Okay. No one's going to make a decision. Yep, they have. 1 to Alligator Creek. 15-10 on 12 ends, after 12 ends. Yes, a little bit of blue cloud or rain clouds starting to appear, coming down from the north. The northwest, actually. Yeah. Hopefully we'll be finished before the bulk of it gets here. That's where a lot of our rain comes from, Robbie, that northwest area. Down from the tropics. Yeah. It had to come. It was only a matter of time before Maurice said, I think we'll have a look at the measure on that. But while they're measuring, again, we would like to sincerely thank our sponsors, without whom this event would not be able to be run. So we have Gallivanter Travel, naming rights sponsor for the Dunn Cup, Hutchison Builders, who have done a massive amount of work for this club, Lexmar Training, Signs of Excellence. All the signs we see around the green have been provided by Signs of Excellence. Muddy's Kitchen, who keeps the bowlers well and truly fortified with food. Catharinga Rhinos, home of Catharinga Bowls Club. And North Queensland District Men's Bowls Association. To all those putting their hands in their pockets to get this event going, we thank you very much. But anyway, Tarrant's got the shot. He drew a toucher, yes. I was hoping he'd done something like that and Gary didn't just put the bowl there alongside the kitty. Okay, Ron Smythe just travelling through a little bit. Okay. He just lost his direction a little bit there, Tarrant. Ron has changed his hand. Okay. Johnny Robbins from Alligator Creek with his first bowl. His bowls are pulling a long way across Robbie on both hands. Young Sam Caltabiano. Is looking promising. Well, put the kitty out in the open. Alligator Creek still holding one shot with Tarrant's green bowl there. Yeah, Johnny Robbins missed his green again. Sam Caltabiano. That might be shot now. Greg Duncan. What's Greg got for us? He's got a nice looking bowl here from Greg. Just ran away. Yep. Right, so Sam's still got the shot with his orange bowl at the front there. Tony Ball's having a good look at this one. Right. Unfortunately, he touched the kitty and gave it away. Pushed the kitty over towards Greg Duncan's purplish bowl. Greg's having another close look at this, and it's not a bad bowl at all. Great bowl there from Greg. It's 2 shots to Alligator Creek, maybe 3. Yeah, I like that for 3. But quite a few bowls still to come, so anything can happen. Okay. So they're still down. They missed that because I would say young Tarrant Ketchup's got the shot. Kitty popped towards his bowl. Interesting. Could be 2 shots there. Robbie seems to favour 2 shots, I think, didn't you? Yep, he's definitely 2, he said. Who am I to argue? A mere mortal against Robbie. Yep. Much discussion going on here. I suspect that Gary Cooper is trying to, or endeavouring to try and close this game out a little bit. He didn't need to do that, but anyway, he's got definitely 1. Definitely 1, that's all he's got. Yeah. Although Grant could still be in the hunt there. Or Tarrant, sorry. That's a couple of times we've seen that this weekend already. Not with that one, Gary. You've got one, so you'd be relying on Maurice power not to be able to convert this. It's all up to the run of Maurice now, and he has got a brilliant effort. Right, 1 to Alligator Creek. Takes them to 16 to 10. You already put the ends up on me, Robbie? After 13 ends. 8 ends to go. Right, Tarrant Ketchup to play his first bowl. He has played exceptionally well in this game so far. I can only assume he's been playing the same way all weekend, given the results of Alligator Creek. Another great start from Tarrant. Ron Smythe now. This is not going to be a mile away either. Yep. Bowl there from Ron. So Alligator Creek 1 down at the moment on the head. What did you call a head with 2 bowls? It was looking like he might have been on target to sit that bowl for a second or two. Come on, Ronald, says Maurice. He liked those 2 bowls of Ron's. Johnny Robbins from Alligator Creek. Andrew bowls Jamaica Newell. Is this the last match for today? Yes, it is. The last one for today. Back early tomorrow morning for another 3 games tomorrow. I suspect that we would have a mutiny if we decided to call a 4th game today. I know one person who wouldn't be here calling it. I could possibly name 2 that wouldn't be here calling it, eh, Robbie? Yep. They're early starts of the morning and late finishes. Johnny Robbins looks like he's holding shot here with his red bowl. Sam Caltabiano just pulled it across the head. His weight was pretty good. His weight was very good, actually, just his grass. Greg Duncan. It's all in his weight because his bowls will pull a long way across. He's just that fraction heavy. That's all, but handy home there. Very good home there. Gary liked it. Tony Bull just running through the back there to join Tarrant's bowl at the back. Kerry Green, yes Kerry, still going. They're not paying us any overtime though. Yep. Nice bowl there from Greg Duncan. That's, I suspect, 2 shots to Alligator Creek. Might be 3, depending on the distance between that front black bowl and Greg Duncan's first bowl at the back here. Right. I would be calling that as a potential 3, Robbie. Yep. It's nice to see you're still engaged and watching our live streaming, Kerry. I hope you've been enjoying it. Tomorrow is the day that we traditionally call Moving Day, where the potential winners really start coming to the fore, or the potential teams with a chance to win will start coming to the fore. Gary Cooper's first bowl was just a fraction short and a little bit off the line, but not much. Thanks, Kerry. I appreciate it. And so does Robbie. As we underestimate the work that Robbie does with this live streaming. As we all know, he's the brains behind it. Okay, that could have made a difference, I suspect. I don't know. Still holding 2, I'd say. Definitely 1. 2, I'd say, but look at that. Okay, Gary with his second bowl, which sadly is not going to have any effect on the head at all. So it's all up to Maurice to see what he can do here. He's definitely trying to give it a chance. Is he going to get a walk in off it? No, sadly. So my guess is 2 to Alligator Creek. 2 to Alligator Creek, which takes them to 18, 10 to air after 14 ends. Robbie, any chance of a quick run around the green to see what's happening on the other rinks before someone starts screaming down my ear saying, what's happening on the other rinks? Okay, Collinsville, Thorrangower 13, Collinsville 7 after 15 ends. Suburban Magnetic Island will come back to. Noola and Home Hill. We might have to come back to that too. It's 16 ends, 19 to Noola, 18 to Home Hill. That's a very close game. Okay, Brandon Ingham, 21 Brandon, 7 to Ingham. What is going on there after 15 ends? And Gold City Jubilee, 32 Jubilee, 17 Gold City after 20 ends. They're on their last end now. And McNade Wangaratta, 16. McNade, 13 after 17 ends. Go back to the Suburban and Magnetic Island. Suburban 9, Magnetic Island 9 after is it 10 or is it 9 ends? 10 ends, I think, by the look of that. Yes, 10 ends after 10 ends. 12 ends, there we go. So Suburban and Magnetic Island all tied up on 12 ends. Back to our live rink game. Lead's a bit wayward this time. Ron Smythe with the second bowl. And he's not going to be too far away. Good correction. Very good correction there from Ron. Johnny Robbins now from Alligator Creek with his first bowl. This is not a bad bowl either. He's just going to run away a fraction and a fraction short. Yeah, Ron Smythe's bowl's about 9 inches to a foot maybe behind the kitty. Sam Caltabiano. Yeah, Sam's going around the back. From South Townsville, we have a progressive score. South Townsville 22, Garoo 11 after 17 ends. Marianne Plummer, it's nice to watch the game. Thank you for sharing. Marianne, it's our pleasure. We hope people are getting enjoyment and entertainment out of the live stream. That's what it's all about. Try and help promote the game of bowls. Okay, so we have Air still holding one shot with Ron Smythe's black bowl just behind the kitty here. We're around about a foot behind the kitty, maybe 9 inches. Greg Nelson, good to see the young bloke playing. Please say good day to Robbie. Enjoyed the stream, guys. There you go, Robbie. Greg Nelson says hello to Robbie. Robbie says hello back, Greg. Yep, he says. It's nice to know that we're not making it too tedious for anybody. Andy Carter. Good evening, Andy. He's watching. We're not saying where you're from, Andy. Robbie, I dare say, would know. Again, thank you for joining us on the live stream. Okay, nice bowl there from Tony Bull. Gives them 2 shots. Greg Duncan is looking to do some damage if he can. He's taken 1 out. So he's only 1 down now. So Tony Bull is going to endeavour to try and get a second one as close as he can in there. Superb first bowl and a little bit wayward with his second. However, Air is holding 1 shot with the skips to come. And it's nice to announce that the Dunn Cup Gremlin has not been lost this year. We've seen him on several occasions this weekend doing what he does best, creating havoc amongst some of the teams. Gary Cooper with his first bowl and is missing the lot, going through to the ditch. Okay, Robbie, I got one for you. Enya Verstuf. I'd like you, if you possibly could, to decipher that for me. Okay. Okay. Right. Okay, Anya, we certainly appreciate you watching our live stream, and we do hope you are enjoying it. Gary Cooper didn't like that. The arms got thrown in the air. I was waiting for the hat to disappear over the fence, but it didn't. So Tony Ball is still holding shot on this end. Murray Power is endeavouring to increase it, but I don't like his chances on this bowl. However, he's still coming. He is still coming, and he may have just snuck in there. Good bowl, Murray. That's 2 to Air, which takes them to 12. Alligator Creek 18 after 15 ends. 6 ends to go, so it'll be possibly close to 9 o'clock before we see the end of this game, Robbie. Yep. Yes. The positive is you're not far away from your accommodation. I have a little bit further to go, but still not an onerous trip home. Running the gauntlet of the boys in blue of a Friday night. Okay, Ron Smythe. Great attempt. Just ran through a couple of metres there. So we'll see if young Tarrant has settled himself down and reset himself. Got nice grass on this. It's all up to his weight now. He's still coming. And that's a great little bowl. Nice bowl there from Tarrant. Ron Smythe about to play his second. Ron might be just a little bit strong with his power. No, he's played a good bowl. The finish. Okay, young Tarrant with his second bowl. Good grass again. It's just a fraction wider this time. And he's making every effort to get behind like a good lead should. Yeah, it's not too bad there for young Tarrant. Sam Caltabiano. Just run through. Okay, Johnny Robbins from Alligator Creek. It's looking fairly good to there. It's looking better to there. And that's looking pretty fair to there. Nice bowl from Johnny Robbins. Sam Caltabiano with his second bowl. Sam's not going to be a mile away from this either, except he's just holding underneath that one of Johnny Robbins. So it's one shot to Alligator Creek at this stage, holding on this end. Johnny Robbins with his second bowl. Can he replicate his first? Unfortunately, not quite. Just wondering how old the young fella is. Mike Shingles, he is 16 years old. And I believe that the skip, Gary Cooper, is Tarrant's grandfather. I may be corrected on that, but I'm sure when he played Dunn Cup last year, Tarrant's father and Gary Cooper were both in the same team, and they were being touted as grandfather, father and son. Okay, Tony Bull is giving himself every chance to get the shot here with that bowl. Just pushed Sam up into shot and left himself in a fairly healthy position there too, just quietly in front. Greg Duncan pushing Tony Bull through the head. Didn't touch anything else. So Air holding one shot on this end. Mike Shingles, I assume you're referring to Tarrant and Gary Cooper. The acorn hasn't fallen far from the tree then. Not too sure how well you know Gary Cooper, but I wouldn't have been quite describing it like that. Okay, Air still holding one shot at the head at the moment. Gary trying to change that situation. He's got the speed. Is he going to drop in time? He is. Big bowl there from Gary. However, out of bounds. So another dead end. That's 3 dead ends for this game. Leaving Alligator Creek 18 to Air 12 after 15 ends. That just stretches our streaming time a little bit further for the evening. Not that that's an issue, because we're only too happy to be streaming out to the wider bowls community. And trust you are enjoying the live stream. This has been a fairly good game across the board. And I must admit, wanting to watch the bowls on Rink 1 here at Catharinga, I'm sitting in the box seat. Okay, Ron Smythe about to lead off for Air again, given that the last end was a dead end. Just running across the head a little bit, not much. Great weight. Yeah, not a bad start. Just ran across a little bit there. Okay, Tarrant Ketchup with his first bowl. He's dropping a fraction short on that and crossing the head a little bit. Ron Smythe with his second bowl. And if you're wondering, Ron, yes, there's plenty of room to get around that bowl. So all you got to do, throw it out, take your grass, give yourself good weight, and there it goes. Great bowl. As we say quite often, bowls is not a complicated game. It's just our brains that make it so. We tend to overthink what we're seeing in front of us most of the time. Okay, so Air holding definitely one shot, possibly two shots there at the moment with those black bowls of Ron Smythe's. Sam Caltabiano looks like he's thinking he must go behind, which is not a bad ploy, but as long as he doesn't go too far back and waste the bowl completely. Okay, Gary's calling it 2 down, so the 2 black bowls of Ron Smythe are definitely first and second shot. Johnny Robbins from Alligator Creek now, playing his first bowl, which we may or may not see depending on where Gary stands. Yeah, you need to take grass, but if you take a little bit too much, it will hold out on this green. Right. Better bowl from Sam. Just past, or maybe a bowl and a half past Jack High. Johnny Robbins endeavouring to correct from his last bowl, and he's not a mile away. Whoa, we got that little kick and walk on the green again. Tony Bull, his first bowl. It's a wide open head at the moment. There's plenty of room to draw on both hands. It's a handy bowl there from Tony. That gives them 3 shots. Possibly 4 shots by the look of that. I'd say 4 shots. Yeah, maybe 3 shots. Greg Duncan with his first bowl. Gary was happy with that for a little while until he saw it starting to cut. At 18-12, this game is far from over. It's still anybody's game. Yes, Tony Bull. The bowl, so that could be. Tony should have the same eyes as Robbie. Are we looking at 3 or 4 there, Tony? Don't worry about it. That's solved the problem. We're only looking at possibly 1 now. Nice bowl there from Greg Duncan. He's cut a few out. It is still wide open at his head just to draw the shot. There's not really any impediment coming to the kitty. We have 3 bowls in front, but none of those 3 bowls should create any problem for either of these bowlers to draw to the kitty. Maury Power with his first attempt and is heading sideways. Weight was pretty good, just his grass. Now, can Gary Cooper pull off a Gary Cooper special, which we see every now and then? Not too sure about this one, Gary. Again, pretty good weight, but okay. Maury aiming to correct his last bowl. Tony Bull saying, slow down, Maurice, slow down. Bowls cloth got thrown to the side of the green, so he was not happy with that. There's Gary's weight. He's cutting, he's gone. Right, so that's one down. Another one to air, which makes them 13, Alligator Creek 18 after 16 ends. Tony, any chance of doing a quick run around the rinks while they're setting this up for 17th end? Okay, Collinsville, Thuringowa. After 19 ends, Thuringowa 16, Collinsville 10. So you would assume Thuringowa should carry on and take that game. Suburban, Magnetic Island. After 14 ends, Suburban 13, Magnetic Island 9. So that game's still in the balance a bit. Noola and Home Hill. Home Hill have hit the front 20 to Noola 19 after 18 ends. It's down to the last end, so it's anybody's game. Brandon Ingham. This is the real boil over. After 16 ends, Brandon 21, Ingham 8. And that rink's finished. That was too sure. And they're finished as well. So that's the standing at this stage. The finished games should be posted on North Queensland District Men's Bowls Association Facebook page shortly after the completion of play this evening. Nice bowl there from Tarrant. So we have a real boil over with the Ingham game. It's most unexpected. Okay. We're now with Tarrant Ketchup again with his second bowl. Oh, he's forgotten something here. Walks away, shakes his head, doesn't want to know what to talk to anybody. It's the part of the process of playing the game of bowls. These things happen from time to time. Sam Caltabiano has pinched his grass a little bit. Okay, this time we've got Johnny Robbins from Alligator Creek. He's starting to cut. Is he going to touch the kitty back to Tarrant? That's a pretty good bowl there over that distance from Johnny Robbins. I think it's still only one to Alligator Creek. Really handy bowl there, just the same. Sam Caltabiano has left it short. Johnny Robbins with his second bowl. He's lost his grass a little bit on this one. And a little bit of his weight. It's a good attempt though. Okay, from South Townsville. And Polkinghorne has sent us the scores of the end of the game there. South Townsville 25, beat Guru 15. So 25 to 15, South Townsville's way after 21 ends. Okay, Tony Bull fell a little bit short on that one. Not sure what that signal was all about, Gary. It's a sweeping motion. I don't know whether you need to be getting him to run at any bowls there at the moment. Ah, that's a good view of a crocodile's head. And we have no idea what happened then. Okay, couple down. It's not your tablets that have or eyes that have gone funny. We just lost focus there for a minute. Okay, so we're looking at possibly 2 down to 2 shots to Alligator Creek on this end at the moment. It could be 3 shots now. Definitely 2 shots, I would say. Oh, I think I might have to bring a cushion with me tomorrow. These are not the softest chairs in the world to sit on. Okay, Conference in the middle of the green with the 3rd and the skip. And a big thank you to Ann Polkinghorn, who's umpiring over at South Townsville, but also keeping us up to date with the scores over there all day. It's been most appreciated. Okay, Maury Power is looking to try and do some damage. I suspect he's run foul of Tony Bull's bowl in the front. Gary Cooper looking to consolidate. I'm not sure what he's trying to do here. It's a little bit of a nothing bowl, that one, Gary. So Maury Power's second bowl. Is going to drop short, sadly. So potentially Alligator Creek. I've got 3 shots at the moment. I assume Gary Cooper will be trying to consolidate to make it 4. There's only one thing wrong. It's heading in the wrong direction. It's 2. There we go for the measure. hand was out of the range of the screen. It was definitely 2. Was it 2 or 3? I'll have to check that once they start playing back this way, Tony. So that's 17 ends played, and is either 20-13 to Alligator Creek or 21-13, which we'll verify that very shortly, or as soon as we can. Right, Tarrant Ketchup. Shorten the end up a little bit. Yeah, just a fraction wayward there. Okay, Ron Smythe. Got a perfect rub and went with the kitty all the way. Tarrant's just a little bit quick for what he was trying to do there. Yep. Sadly, it went for a swim. Yep, 2 good bowls there from Ron. Just a smidgen of luck with his first bowl, but that's part of the game. Okay, Johnny Robbins from Alligator Creek. His grasp was good, just his weight was a little bit off. Air currently holding 2 shots on the head. Suspect Sam's gone for a swim as well. Johnny Robbins with his second bowl, making every effort to try and correct from the first. Well, he's stayed on the green. Possibly 3 metres or so short, but okay, Sam has changed his hand this time. And he's got a pretty fair looking bowl here. That gives him 3 shots. Or maybe. He certainly pulled up in a hurry then. Greg Duncan from Alligator Creek. With a bomb of a bowl. Great bowl there from Greg. Took it back very cleanly and went with it. Tony Ball from Air. He's not a mile away here, and that's a big bowl too. Yep, great effort there. Just the one down. There is Gary Cooper's team of Alligator Creek holding one shot with this blue and white bowl at the back, or blue bowl at the back rather. No change to the head. Tony Bull from Ayr with his second bowl. Okay, so one solitary bowl of Alligator Creek's in amongst all the Ayr bowls. Ayr has second, third, fourth shots there. Sadly, they don't have the shot. Right, Gary Cooper with his first bowl. Very good grass here from Gary. He's still coming. He needs to be inside this bowl, and he is. Great bowl there from Gary. That gives them two shots at this stage. So Murray Power's got a little bit of work to do to wrest that back from Alligator Creek. No, sadly didn't quite get there. So two shots to Alligator Creek at this stage. Gary Cooper with the instruction from his third to draw another one. The sound of that voice, the tone of that voice, it was a case of just do as you're told, Gary. He's a bit wide. Weight wasn't too bad at the end of it all. It was just a bit wide. Murray Power with his second bowl, and he is running, and he has got one out. One shot to Alligator Creek, so we'll be able to pick up now what they got last time, Tony. So at least we know it's 19-13 on 17 ends, plus whether it was 2 or 3 the last end. So we'll be able to check the board now and see. So 4 ends to go on this game. Everybody's standing in front of the board. So 21-13 after 18 ends. Alligator Creek leading 21-13 after 18 ends. So 3 ends to go, not 4. Nice start there from Tarrant Ketchup. He has played fairly consistent bowls this game. Ron Smythe Pretty good bowl there from Ron too. Okay, we have a bit of a run around the other rinks. Brandon, 21 to Ingham, 14 after 18 ends. Still not looking real good for Ingham. Suburban Magnetic Island, we know they've played 14 ends, and if somebody would like to move, we might be able to tell you what it was. Brandon Ingham, we've done that one. Okay, Noola, oops, that one's finished. Noola Home Hill, that game's over. Noola won that convincingly, I would say. At least 26-22, there'd be another score on top of that. Unless it was a 5, you'd assume. Oh, we like covering up the scoreboards. We don't want anybody to see what the score is. Okay, so Grant Tarrant still holding shot here. Oh, it is frustrating. But to be fair, they would not know we're trying to check their scoreboards with that camera. Yep. Okay, Johnny Robbins. Yep, that's a fair sort of bowl for John. So Alligator Creek holding 2 shots on this end so far. That was an oops, so we won't comment there. Sam would be feeling bad enough without us saying anything about it at all. Marion Plummer. It was definitely 2. Off that end we'd missed the score on. It was definitely 2. So Alligator Creek are currently 21, Era 13. And are currently holding 2 shots on the head. And the rain is starting to fall on the roof above us. So Tony Bull looked like he put a power of weight into that, but yeah, it's just sitting, one little cloud coming over the top of us. Well, it is winter, Robbie, but historically our winters here are our dry season. Yeah. Okay. $13.9 to Suburban. Okay. We're on 14 ends. Okay. They've still got a way to go yet. Right. Big bowl there from Tony Bull. Has wrested the shot away from Alligator Creek. Yes, it is. It's Gary taking a close look at the head before he goes to the mat. Gary Cooper with his first bowl for this end. Currently 1 down on the head. I don't think it's going to hold its line, Gary, unless you get a walk. So, Air still holding shot. Maurice Power to play his first bowl. Interesting. Okay, he may have been looking for some protection at the back there. Gary Cooper with his second bowl. And has got something, popped it back, yes, and has got the shot. Nice bowl there from Gary. It was played deliberately, it wasn't a fluke. Murray's trying to draw that and sadly won't. So that's possibly 2 shots to Alligator Creek there now. We can only assume it's 2 shots to Alligator Creek. It's one of the vagaries of thirds. They wave their hands in the air, but they don't say anything or don't clearly indicate.
Yes.
Okay, thanks, Maury. That's 2 to Alligator Creek that end. So after 19 ends, we have Alligator Creek 23, Air 13. And Tarrant. Yeah, fair start, young fella. Ron Smythe with his first. Not happy with that, Ron. He made it very clear to all and sundry around him. He was not impressed with that. Tarrant with his second bowl. Great correction, young fella. Nice bowl. Yeah, good correction. He even gave himself a clap. Okay, Ron Smythe with his second bowl. A little bit unlucky. Great try there from Ron. Johnny Robbins with his first bowl. He's not going to be a mile away. Just round the back nicely. Good position there. Sam Caltabiano. Just ran through fractionally and a little bit tight. Johnny Robbins. I'm not too sure whether this is going to come in far enough. It just hung out there. But he hasn't dropped them short, so that's a positive. Yeah, good effort from Sam there. Gary telling Greg Duncan to stay on that backhand. Played a pretty fair bowl. Tucked it round the back for 2 shots. There's the rain. Great effort there from Tony Ball. Yes, looking across the green from here, you can't see the rain, but from the other view, you can see that it is definitely raining. We can hear it on the roof above us. Greg Duncan with his second bowl. Okay. Gary Keeper won't be totally disappointed in that. Yes, Christine White. Oh, wow, rain. Damn. That's what the players out there are saying at the moment. So the skips cross over. Your task is very simple, Gary. Just draw another shot. You've got cover at the back. Okay. That's what he thought of that. I'd say so. Maury Power. It's just a little bit weighty on this. Not much, but just that little bit too much weight. Good bowl, Gary. Good correction there. Leaves Alligator Creek with 3 shots and all the work to do for Maury. It's all up to his weight. Not a change from last time. 3 to Alligator Creek, which takes them to 26 air 13 after 20 ends. Yes, that'll help their margin a little bit. So, last end. Okay. Off on the last end for the day for these 2 teams before they come back tomorrow morning and do battle again. Just a little bit of a run through the back for Tarrant there. His grasp was perfect. Gary, please move. He's moved. He's off. He's off. You must have sensed something. Maybe he saw you heading for the doorway there, Robbie. Okay. Again, running through a little bit, Tarrant. Overall, he's had a good game. He's played well this game. He's got nothing to be dejected or disappointed about at all. Well, it's open for anybody that wants to get it at this stage. Johnny Robbins playing his first bowl from Alligator Creek. That may be shot, depending on the angle from the kitty. Suburban, after 17 ends, are 18. Magnetic Island, 10. That game's already over. Suburban Maggie Island. Brandon and Wangaratta, I think it was. Brandon 22, Wangaratta 15 after 20 ends, so they're on their last end now. Nice bowl there from Johnny Robbins. Yep, so that's all that's out there, Robbie. Oh, at least that. Okay. Yeah, Suburban 21 after 18, Maggie Island 10. They have 3 ends to go. Yeah, I can't see any change in that score too much. Or the result, rather, yeah. Tony Bull with his first bowl. He's giving himself a bit of a chance, except he's running away. Although Greg Duncan with his second bowl. Okay, just shot through a fraction. That's an indication of the time of night for Gary, I think you would say, Robbie. Okay, so I'm calling it as Alligator Creek holding one shot here. We are on the last end. Greg Duncan, please do not stand in front of the head. Okay, he's seen you coming, Robbie. He saw you coming. makes you wonder if they're standing there with one eye on the door. So I'm still calling it as one shot to Alligator Creek at this stage. Murray Power with his second last bowl of the game. Not a bad effort, he just threw a fraction, that's all. So I have, yeah, realistically all he had to do was try and draw to that white bowl. Yep. No, don't think so. I think he's pulled up short, pulled up well short. 1-2 Alligator Creek. So that completes that game with Alligator Creek 27, Air 13. The end, a reasonably convincing win to Alligator Creek, who live to fight another day tomorrow. They have been previous winners of the Dunn Cup. So, yeah, 3 years ago. At Catharinga, at this club here, they won the Dunn Cup. That's right. We weren't able to transmit out of there properly. They would have driven you berserk, Robbie. Yeah. Okay. We'd like to extend our thanks to all watching our live stream today. We appreciate your time. It's been our pleasure transmitting it out to you. On behalf of our sponsors, Gallivanter Travel, Hutchison Builders, Lexmar Training, Signs of Excellence, Muddy's Kitchen, North Queensland Men's District Bowls Association, and Catharinga Rhinos. We would like to thank our sponsors for assisting us to get this tournament underway and helping us keep it going. And we look forward to being with you tomorrow morning. So from Robbie and myself, good evening, and thank you for watching.